Hey everybody, Leo Honeycutt here with People and Places. One of my favorite places is the Old State Capitol here in downtown Baton Rouge. And one of my favorite people is Brooke Goodrich. And thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
It's so good to see you.
Nice to see you.
All right, so you got a lot of things going on down there. And just a little point of history here. That is about the oldest state capitol in the United States, and it has crenellated walls. It looks like a castle. And of course, we've had so many people that have beat it up over the last century and a half because they say we shouldn't have a castle in America. And one of them, of course, is Mark Twain. But Mark Twain wanted it blown up. But anyway, so the point is Mark Twain's gone now. The old state capitol is still there. So there you go, Mark. All right, so we got something going on?
Yeah, so right now,
always.
Right now, over the last few weeks, we've had the Boys and Girls Club in there for youth legislature. That's starting to wrap up, and that's always fun. We have all those kids in there, and they get to learn how everything works with that. And right now, this year marks the centennial celebration of the passage of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. And so we have two exhibits up right now. The first one focuses on specifically Louisiana, and that one's up all year round. And then we have another one that focuses more on the ERA and how that came about and some of those influential women that pushed that through.
Okay, so when you see the exhibit of that, being a woman, I mean, what was the first impression?
There were so many pioneers, even back in the 1800s.
So many people who defied authority?
Absolutely, and there's so much information there. Our curator, Lauren Davis, does a really great job at finding so many little known facts that you don't really hear about too often. There are dozens of women that were arrested during the 19th Amendment movement that you don't ever hear about.
Which really came to a head right at the end of World War I.
Yeah.
So it's still mind-boggling to me. We grew up, of course, in generations where everybody voted.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? And so this is nuts to think that there was a segment of society of women who couldn't vote.
Yeah, absolutely. And ironically enough, when the passage came in 1920, it needed 3/4 state to ratify it, and they were hoping Louisiana would be the 36th state which would pass it through, and we ended up not being that state. It was Tennessee instead, and it wasn't until 1970 that we actually ratified that, 50 years after that. And it was, at that point, it was more symbolically, but 50 years later.
1970, we ratified?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, so that exhibit is down at the Old State Capitol now, but there's tons of stuff to see down there. And then we still have the huge screen that comes down and gives you the history. And then you got the, I love that exhibit that shows, is it Sarah Morgan?
The Sarah Morgan show, Ghost of the Castle, is a 3D, or I guess we want to call it 3D immersive film. It's about 12 minutes long, and it's $3 per person. It's the only thing we charge for. Otherwise, we're free Tuesday through Sunday, every day that we're open. And that show, it's really special. They put a lot of time and effort into it, and it gives you a really fun history of the building. And we strongly encourage it for a lot of our groups. If you don't have a lot of time, just go see that so you kind of understand what's happening in this building. It's nice because you're there in the building, you see what happened, and it's just kind of surreal that all this happened in this building.
I know, it is very surreal, but it's also so beautiful. If you're a photographer, grab the camera because it is truly the prettiest old state capitol in the whole country because it has this canopy of multicolored stained glass that's overhead. That's just, there's so many pictures been made of it, it's just incredible. It's beautiful, especially if you want to make family pictures down there. It's just really good.
Absolutely. We get, on the weekends in particular, we get a lot of people down there taking pictures and stuff. Our stained glass dome was actually named one of the top, I think the top 11 best stained glasses in the world. So we're world renowned, I guess.
And that was Ferret's idea, I guess, in the 1870s.
Yeah, after it was rebuilt. Yeah.
Right.
The second time.
For more information, just go to oldstatecapitol.org or gov, and we'll have more for you right after this. Thanks, Brooke, for being here.
Thank you.